I know there's a detonator for this, but what happens if I actually press the red button? G'day everyone, welcome to another video by myself, Andrew DFT. Now Fortnite is constantly updating, giving us new cosmetics, new weapons, and of course new devices to use, and that of the newest being the C4 Remote Explosive. Now the Remote Explosive is being received pretty damn well by most of the player base. It's a fantastic device to absolutely destroy someone's tower that they spent, well, maybe 30 seconds making, but a lot of materials on, and of course catching people in those trap-like moments. Now of course with all the content I'm producing here prop-wise, a lot of you guys are starting now to make your own, and of course trying to produce your own little shorts or short films or whatever live action styled Fortnite videos. Now of course I thought adding this to the list of things you could make was necessary. So this is my final design. This is the outcome I came with using such very simple methods and very basic stationery to create this. This is almost like a one-day build. It required maybe $20 worth of material and you get a fantastic prop in, like I said, less than 1 day of construction. Now of course if you want to learn how to make this for your own display, your own house, your own hobby, whatever you want to produce it for, you can of course get the templates, and after I've done talking here I will be showing you the basic principles of what I did to actually go through and make this to help fill in the blanks, to give you a good understanding so you can do it yourself. But for the most part this is a nice new addition to add to my collection of course Fortnite display props. It's getting a bit crowded in here now. I'm going to have to hang them up on the wall and have all the display stuff behind me more Fortnite related. But of course, let me know in the comments what you'd like to see for other props. But for those of you who want to make this yourself, let's jump in and let's see how I went through production. So the materials for construction are of course on screen at the moment, and of course they are easy to find and, well, most importantly, very cheap. So the first thing I did was go ahead and print off the template. From there I cut the main section out and went and traced it onto the foam, onto EVA foam rather than styrofoam. It's a lot cheaper, and I cut out 5 individual pieces. From there I went and actually cut all these individual pieces out as cleanly as I could, and then stacked them all up to ensure I have the 5, and then glue them all together, being sure to flip the template so that way you have one left and the other can be right, just to make sure it all sits neatly. I then went to the template and cut out the main detonation section that sits on top of the C4. I then put it onto styrofoam, which is a lot thicker and easier to create nicer detail out of, and cut that free. I then added the bevel edges, which will of course smooth across this design and make it look, well, more like the actual design is supposed to. Then cut the bottom section off here and added in the horizontal line to help break apart the design and give it the pieces it needs. To add the little details, I used googly eyes as they're an effective piece of detail to go on top, and of course once painted you'll never be able to tell what they were. I then went and took the brown package paper and wrapped it around the EVA foam, the 5-layered thick EVA foam, being sure it fits, and I sealed it of course at the back on one side as neatly as I could. Once that was seamed I then wrapped it up like you would a birthday present, and then went ahead and started to add the brown texture. Now I tried to replicate what I could see on the photo, the 3D model itself. By diluting the brush and diluting the brown paint I was able to get that nice variation in the brown texture. I then went ahead and cut out the template using a craft knife and getting the stencil as best as I possibly could, and then spray painted it with black, waited that for the dry, and it came out nicely. Using styrofoam bits I created all the additional pieces that were needed, and then of course I went up and painted it. Now you can paint it any way possible. I just used really basic acrylics, something I don't really need to show you. Of course the final paint job is seen there. Then I grabbed a red tube that I just found at a $2 store, chucked that into the right length that I needed, and then of course went and taped this section together using some duct tape. I trimmed the duct tape to make it a bit thinner so it would fit on the design a bit better. Then we can add some glue or hot glue or super glue, whatever you prefer, to of course join this cord section to where it should be, and thus gives you the final design that you're after. Simple, quick, and effective. So yeah, hopefully you guys managed to follow along and that wasn't too difficult for you. It's not a step-by-step tutorial that I usually do, but then again this is such an easy build, I thought just showing you the process would help fill in the blanks so you guys could do it yourself to a good standard. And of course the templates are in the description box below so you can grab them free of charge. But otherwise I'll wrap it up. Thank you very much for watching the video, and of course if you enjoyed the content please consider subscribing. Plenty more awesome Fortnite stuff on the way, as well as other designs from other games. And of course until the next one, catch you later.